Hello YouTubes, this is Grimweird coming back at you with more Enigmatica 2 Expert Mod Pack playthrough action for Minecraft 1.12.2. Bees! We're back to our bees. So as I was continuing to look through things that we needed to do, so things on my list include getting to the Tier 4 Ultimate Crafting Table from Extended Crafting, and other things. And as I was looking at stuff we needed to do, I was reminded that we needed Ludicrite for a couple of things. And Ludicrite blocks are craftable. But, let's see. Yeah. And we can make them in our new Advanced Carpenter, which is one of the reasons we made an Advanced Carpenter. But what we need to run the Advanced Carpenter is liquid DNA, so half a bucket per block. And liquid DNA is made from the DNA extractor, and it's from extracting basically forestry items. So forestry saplings, or forestry pollen, forestry butterflies, forestry serums, forestry caterpillars, forestry queens, and drones, and what have you, princesses. So I took stock in my my saplings. I do have some saplings, a wide variety of forestry saplings, but not enough to actually farm a bunch of stuff. So I'm over here for two reasons. One, this says the jungle sapling is forestry. I think the ones that actually drop are Minecraft ones, not forestry ones. Same thing for the dark oak. It says there's a forestry dark oak sapling, but the dark oak ones that I had in my inventory were Minecraft ones and did not work in the DNA extractor. So basically, I'm looking at either setting up a tree farm for forestry saplings. So I did put some Paduk down, however you want to say that, back by my base. And we can probably do it that way, but I thought I'd come and see how much bees we have, because we haven't checked on our bees in forever. And it looks like we're all full up here. So I'm going to go ahead and raid our bee stash. I probably should have not brought all the bees I had with me, so let me put those away. The other thing I did is I've gotten a couple of remote stations now that I want to keep Brown Traveler teleport points to. So what I've decided to do is, and I can show you here, I've started making battle signs, Tinker's Construct battle signs, and then renaming them the teleportation things. So for instance, this sign has been renamed the End, and it teleports me to the End portal. And I made another battle sign here with a 1 ingot Osgold glass handle, and I just set the teleport point to my bee farm, and when I get back, I'm gonna rename it Bees. So and yes, I have an Ender book, and actually I think I have multiple Ender books, and there are other options for porting, but I like the brown magic version. It makes me happy. So let's throw these up here. I brought these with me because I wasn't sure if there would be princesses alive left here, because we'd ignored this for so long. But let's go ahead and pull all these guys in, and we'll just leave one drone there. I probably don't need to. This is a lot of stuff. Wow, I sort of hadn't really thought about how much stuff we'd have. This was all set up because we needed the apiarist's armor to close the forestry chapter, and we set that up a whole long time ago. It seems like forever ago. I don't think it was forever ago, but it seems like it. And haven't been back since, and everything is filled up here. So this will probably get me all of the bees and all of the DNA and all of the Ludicrite that I probably need. And I'll check, and I think the silky comb can turn into something that I liked. I forget what it was, but I actually used some of it. Let's see, it can go down to Propolis, or however you pronounce that. And then that can be made into, I forget what, Propolis or Propolis. Propolis, I don't know what that is. And then that was useful for something. Making sticky resin. So I needed tons of plastic and or rubber for getting through one of our recent efforts. I think it was the solar arrays, and we're going to need a ton more if we move on to the environmental tech tier 6 solar controller. So I've got a rubber tree farm set up, making a bunch of sticky resin, and I can process this stuff as well and get even more sticky resin. So I'm just going to gather up the rest of all of this. We got a bunch here to gather up, and I'm going to take it back to my base. So I will be back in a moment. Alright, so I'm going to rename my new teleportation battle sign to bees. It's not going to let me have an exclamation point, is it? Oh, maybe it will. I think I got to just pick it up. Bees. Nice. Alrighty, let's throw this all in the bank and see what we got. We got tons of drones and tons of silky comb. So I did notice that a few of those hives did end up having ignoble princesses, and those ones had died out. It looks like they mostly filled up the hives, but they did eventually die out. So I replaced them with some more ignoble ones. We got a lot of silky comb here. Makes me laugh a bit. Since I was in such a rush to close out forestry, I was playing with traders. I was, tick accelerating our beehives. I was going nuts trying to close out that chapter. And now, many game times later, when I'd completely forgotten about bees, go back and I have so much silky comb, I don't even know what to do with it all. But we will try to process it all. I've never played with bees and I've never really played with forestry, but I had seen those forestry bags. And I sort of always wanted to make the advanced forestry bags just to see how I like them. And so I probably will process this all into the silky wisps and make some of those forestry bags just to play around with them. Who knows, maybe they'll convince me that I need to get into bees early on in some next playthrough. And again, that's sort of the whole point of me playing this huge mod pack with all these mods that I've never tried, is for me to learn things and try things and experience new things and find new toys that I love. So yeah, let's take a look at what we got. 3,617 silky comb and 1,385 drones. By George, I think we've done it. Where did I stash that thing? Over here. This ought to get us some liquid DNA. So we have 700 millibuckets, and it's 500 millibuckets per block of Ludicrite. And how much is this going to make? 100 each. So that's, yeah. So that's 10 bees per bucket, which means we've got 132 buckets, which means we've got 264-ish worth of Ludicrite blocks. That ought to do us. Alrighty, so that was good news. I'm glad I remembered that we had some bees, because I threw these down just to get us started, but now I don't need to worry about that. Good, good, good. And let's see. I think I'm going to throw some of that stuff. I gotta automate the centrifuge here and get some of that stuff done for the silky comb. So let's see. How would I don't really care about this stuff, but it's going to be useful if we go through it all. But I want a sort of fire and forget kind of method. So I think what we're going to do is maybe throw down a chest and throw down an item conduit and see if we can get these two to talk. We want to extract and insert. We want to, I guess to start, let's just do a filter, because there are multiple stages to this whole process. But I think to start, I think I should have some Ender IO filters here. No, apparently not. Alrighty, I can make one real quick. So we're just gonna pull out, what is it I'm making here? So silky comb uses, that's going to centrifuge down into honey drops and silky propolis. So I think for the first stage, let's just extract. Let's do it this way. So here we're going to whitelist, pulling out silky comb. I always just feel more comfortable over filtering things, so that I make sure things are going where I expect them to and where I want them to. Obviously, early in a game, I wouldn't want to waste a ton on. Man, all right, we'll just make a couple. I wouldn't want to waste a ton of materials on hoppers for this, but for end game, I don't think it's a bad idea to filter the crap out of things. And so here we want extract always active, and we're going to extract honey drops in case I need them for anything, and silky propolis, or however, I gotta look that word up. I actually was a biologist in a previous life, but I'm not familiar with that word. So let's see. Then we're going to throw some silky comb in there. We'll just do half a chest, since we're going to be pulling out 2 drops from it. And it is not inserting. So we went to extract, always active. Oops, I put this in the wrong place. Extract silky comb. And insert. And there we go. Just going to watch this, make sure it does what I think it's going to do. This is sort of what I'm worried about. I'm worried about it like doing weird things with this intermediate product. And it looks like we're getting one or the other. Or it's alternating or something. I don't know. Anyway, don't care that much about this. We're just going to have that going in the background so that I can surprise myself with a bunch of sticky resin out of the end product of these batches of stuff. Who knows when it'll come in handy. It's just like those bees. I thought we were done with those bees, and then I realized, oh, hey, look, we need some liquid DNA. Here we go. So, speaking of which, our tank is probably full there, so we're going to need to put a storage tank on this bad boy. So, I should have... Do I have a tank on me that is not being used? Not that I see. Has that got anything in it? Seed oil, coolant, neutron fluid, water, creosote, lava, gelid cryothium, destabilized redstone, creosote oil. Guess we're making a new tank. So I like these guys, so we'll just do one of these. Do I have any books of holding left? Yeah, so we'll go ahead and throw holding 4 on it. And do I have any upgrades left? Yeah, so we'll go ahead and tune it up a couple levels. I like big tanks and I can't deny. Alright, so I think they start at 32, but we'll do some of that and some of that, and then we will pull it out of our ME system that my mining pick just sent it to, and we'll do some of that. And now it should be a nice big tank. And I'll just put this, sort of tuck this in back somewhere. And we will get some fluid conduit out. Fluid conduit, here we go. And we will extract, always active. And looks like we're already inserting, but just to be safe. Looks good. So our 32 bucket tank is now at 864 buckets. So that ought to save us for a while. And I think I better do a similar thing here, just throw up another chest and sort of keep that one going. So let's go ahead and get another item. This is sort of quick and dirty type stuff, but this is not something I really need ME craziness about. I just need to fill this damn thing up with bees. Bees! Drones. And a little bit more. Keep a reserve just in case. There. Now we can walk away and ignore this. And once we get it actually set up here, do that. Do that. We got bees. That's filling up. Oh, so we got this thing going on too. So genetics labware, these are consumables. So let's see. Genetics labware. I wonder if this will work if I just throw it up there. Yep. Perfect. That ought to last us a while. So we'll just let that run, and that's probably going to take care of all of our genetic or liquid DNA needs for the rest of the game, I'm gonna guess. Let's see, uses. This is basically what we're worried about here, is just making Ludicrite blocks. Really, for the advanced carpenter, that's it. For that, that's it. I don't think we're going to need to get into butterflies, so I'm not sure we're going to worry about that. I don't think we need to... I don't know what the hell florb is, but hopefully we don't need to make any genetically modified magmatic florb or whatever that is. So basically we just want to make sure that we can make all the Ludicrite we might need. And if we look at that and uses for this, then it's used in all of our wyvern cores, it's used in our ultimate crafting table, it is used in, I guess that's probably it, wyvern cores and the table. But I have no idea how many wyvern cores we're going to need, so I'd rather in the mod pack with 100 extra buckets of Ludicrite than not have it when I need it. Alright, so I'm going to pause the recording here, take a look at our runtime, and see what other errands we can run. Be right back. Okay, getting back to Advanced Rocketry. When last I left, I had set up the cutting machine, the lathe, the rolling machine, and the arc furnace. I finished it off with a crystallizer and a, what is this, precision assembler. So that opened up the rest of this. So basically it looks like everything is gated now through this, and we got to wrap all the way around to get to all of this ores. But so now we're on basic circuits, and it suggests that you make a bunch of silicon in your electric arc furnace, and I did that. Turned it into silicon boule or creme brulee in the crystallizer. Cut it into silicon wafers using the cutting machine, blah, blah, blah. So I made a bunch of silicon, and I put it in here, and now we have a bunch of silicon boule, and now we're going to take it to the cutting machine to make it into wafers. Output, input, see what happens here. Oh, there it goes. And there we have some silicon wafers. So we're going to let that run through, and if we take a look at some of the next stuff, well, first let's take a look at silicon wafers, because I think I scanned ahead on some of these, And if we look at the uses, so we're going to want to keep some silicon wafers in reserve. And then we're going to want to make some of them into basic circuits. So let's see. Looks like we probably won't have to make a lot. Microwave, I can't talk. Microwave transmitter, mass detector, and composition sensor. So we'll just make sure that we keep at least 6 silicon wafers in reserve. And if we then look at the uses of these, we're going to need probably a bunch of them for all this stuff. In crafting, it looks like we're probably going to make a lot of this stuff. So we'll need like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, assuming we have to make one of all that stuff. And then we probably need a bunch of these. So 16, 17, 18, 19. And we probably need a bunch of those. Or not. Not coming up with any uses for that. Alright, so bottom line is we're going to take this. How are we doing over here? We're making a ton of this stuff. I intentionally overcooked things, so I made a ton of the silicon and a ton of the silicon boule and a ton of this stuff, just because rather than setting this stuff all up with ME, I just want to make sure I make big batches to start and have overkill amounts of it. And so I've still got 4 stacks of silicon ingots, so we're good there. And we are going to have lots of leftover stuff here too. I'm going to go ahead and throw some of this. Is this machine on? It is on. Let's see what happens if we do that. Nothing. What are we using these for again? We are using these for... Oh, you got to combine them with stuff. Alright, so I think we're just cutting them again through here. So we'll just let this finish. Done, done. Done, done. And then I think we cut them again through here. Yes, maybe? No? I guess not. So wait, how do we get the basic circuits again? The basic circuits are... Oh, those are basic circuit plates, not silicon wafers. Alright, alright. So we got to take silicon wafers into basic circuit plates. So we're going to need conductive iron grinding balls, that's what she said, and apatine electron tubes. As Grimweird slams face first into a wall going, what? Alrighty, so I'm going to pause the recording and I'm going to look those bad boys up. We're going to go ahead and hit A and bring that over here to my crap I need to do things. And what is this about? This is conductive iron grinding balls, sag mill grinding ball. Okay. And conductive iron is... Oh, that's just iron ingots and redstone. Okay, that's easy enough. We can do that. Apatine. We've got the advanced... Do we have the... No, we have the advanced metallurgic fabricator. We do not have the advanced thermionic fabricator. So we got to do this through the thermionic thing. It takes liquid gas, glass, it takes apatite. Well, we have tons of that stuff, I believe. Let's double check. Apatite. 3,000 blocks of apatite. We're in business. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a bunch of those apatite tubes in our thermionic whatchamajigger, and I'm going to create a bunch of those grinding balls, and I got to take a look at my sag mill. I haven't given it much attention because I haven't really needed it for much, and my pulverizers are totally tricked out, or not totally, but my pulverizers are so fast that I haven't worried too much about it. That is an alloy smelter, not a sag mill. Here's a sag mill. Okay, so I do have a decent global level cap in it. I could take those out. Maybe. Anyway, we'll take a look at it. I don't even know if we have to use this. I think we just put the grinding balls in the actual precision assembler. So I don't know why I'm getting distracted by the sag mill. I see grinding balls and my mind immediately goes to there. But I think we're actually going to be putting them in here. Anyway, I'm going to make those components and then I'll come back and we can see if we can make basic circuits. Be right back. Alright, so I made us up a bunch of the apatite electron tubes and the conductive iron grinding balls. Both of those were, stuff we easily had on hand. We have tons of apatite from our void miners. And this is just iron and redstone. So we are good to go. And so let's give this a shot, see what it does. So it's doing its thing. And we're getting out this. And just as a preview, let's go ahead and make sure that we're inputting these and they're doing their things. And we are getting out basic circuits. And that should give us a quest advance. Yay! So let's take a look at what we got here. And then we can go to Advanced Circuits, which is sort of a similar thing, but we're using redstone balls and intricate circuit boards. Not too hard to do, I don't think. And then that also opened up the electrolyzer. So this will be a bit of a problem, mostly just because we have used up, what's it used in? We have used up our crystal binder because we are now out of calcium sulfate. So calcium sulfate is made out of calcium sulfate solution, which is made through a series of reactions. We had made a bunch of that here when we needed that plating for some other stuff. So we've got most of the infrastructure done here. We can melt stuff. I think I stole one machine or maybe two machines out of this that I'll have to bring back or remake. But the chemical reactors that is changing things to, let's see, I gotta remember, I'm gonna have to go back and watch my own video on when we made this thing for calcium sulfate. It's another good reason to make a videotape series of my playthrough so I can remember what the hell I was doing a month ago. But yeah, so that's what I'll do in between episodes. This episode's going on a bit, so may as well call this an episode. And in between this episode and next, I will I think I took one or two machines out. I think there was a machine here and here, maybe, or maybe that's where I had power. I don't remember. Anyway, I'm gonna fix this back up. I didn't think we were going to need more calcium sulfate. But that was long before I got into advanced rocketry or had even looked at it. So I was wrong. A block of Arctic fur. Nice. We might have to see if we can make some an Arctic fur outfit for Zombie Steve. A block's not enough. too bad. I think he would look pretty funny in it. Zombie Steve is not amused, but I think it's funny. Anyway, so yeah, we'll set this up in between this episode and next, and we'll make a bunch more calcium sulfate so that we can continue on through this. So we now have lots of this stuff. I guess these graphics are slightly different. The wafers don't have any black spots, and these now have some little black spots in them. A little too similar for my tastes. Okay, so those are spares. Put those away. Oh, that's right. I'm thinking, where's the rest of my basic circuits? Let's go ahead and... I don't want to get carried away by taking too much of this stuff. These are 8 per. So we'll get a couple of stacks of the basic circuit and call it good. And then we'll throw that stuff up there. That up there. But yeah, I will work on getting us some more calcium sulfate. And you guys have now seen me do the advanced rocketry thing. So I'm going to push on and try and make some of these more machines. I got about an hour or 2 left in me tonight. So I'm going to try and push through and make another dent in this stuff and off camera. And then I'll come back tomorrow and show you what I did instead of that plan. Because I always go off on some tangent. Next thing you know, I'm in the jungle playing with bees. But anyway, that's the temporary plan, is that I will fix up our calcium sulfate production line, make us another big batch of that, and then keep crushing it through this advanced rocketry book. And it would be pretty sweet to get to really the only thing I think we need. There may be some stuff in here like circuits or fuel or weird things in here that we need for certain recipes in Draconic Evolution or Avaricia. But really, the main reason we want to go to space is to get us a whole buttload of rutile ore. I think this turns into titanium, and titanium is one of the few things that we just can't make a ton of. Also, the cloth rates, I don't think we have a good way. There may be some cloth rate recipes that we can't get past. We can work around some of it, but I don't know if we can work around all of it. The iridium ore we're getting from our void miners, dimensional shard ore we're getting there, prosperity ore we're getting there, mana infused ore we're getting there, draconium we're getting from our tier 6 void miner. So really the only reason I'm really psyched to go to space, other than just trying it, is in case we need any dilithium ore or a ton of titanium, or any components like say an advanced circuit is required in something that we make in Draconic Evolution. So those are the kinds of things we're looking for here. I don't know anything about advanced rocketry. I purposefully haven't watched anything about it, other than I watched the beginning of a tutorial where it said how to use the holo projector. So that's basically all I know about it, is how to set up the holo projector in these machines. But now I got to figure out what the whole rocket situation is. I think we need to make a spacesuit with an airtight seal, because I've seen that recipe, and that seems like it would be important if you're going to space. Although we're currently immune to suffocation, so we may not even need one since we're immune, if your personal nanobot beacon reaches space, which I guess I shouldn't assume. I don't know what happens out in space. There are different effects in different places, like Twilight Forest, we can't use our creative flight. So I guess I shouldn't assume that my personal nanobot beacon will protect us in space, where no one can hear us scream. But yeah, so we might have to make a spacesuit. We might have to make a space station. I hope we don't have to make a space station. Not because I don't want to, but because I don't think it's. I sort of want to move on with this mod pack and start over. And so I would probably want to save some of the intricacies of advanced rocketry for some other mod pack that is more science based and isn't pushing me towards draconic evolution. So basically, what we want to do is find our quickest path to getting all the bits and pieces we need, and then getting a rocket into space somewhere where we can get rutile ore and some clathrates. That's what I'm looking for. All right, I'm babbling at this point. I'm going to sign off. Thanks for watching. If you want me to continue filming stuff, please leave a like or a comment or something. I'm mostly doing this just for my own fun. I'm not monetizing this in any way or have any sponsors or expecting a lot of views of my rambling inexpert play of an expert mod pack. But at some point I might get tired of making videos if nobody's watching them. So if you are watching these, leave a like and let me know. So if I get a lot of likes, I'll keep filming them. Talk to you later. Bye.